don't miss it. It's been teased a couple times. It's been teased about 50 times for me personally because they think it's funny. But yeah, I'm excited. But without further ado, we're in the Singularity set. Let's go. Setting up the cams. Like I said, one of those things about Dead Dog Saloon is those interesting cam spots. I wonder if he's going to set this one up. But here, he is the one that sort of encompasses literally everywhere on that side of the map. That's the one cam I was hoping for, and he actually has put it up. We've got Dino Melon on the pillar. On the survivor roster, we have Rink, Zed, Stokey, and Dub. Rink's going to take first chase. Does have a... I don't know what you call it. Is it? I want to say ball, but I always forget what we call the power.
Biopods.
Yeah, biopods. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for.
I've got you, Zach.
Yeah.
You've always got me, so I got you.
Yeah. Appreciate it. First chase coming through, but drops the pallet. Doesn't get any distance though, so he's gonna take an injury. Going over to the shack area, checking the cams. Nobody's revealing themselves. They're doing well to hide themselves from getting infected with those biopods, but Rink is making his way over to the top side of the map. Probably the most abundant side of the map with all the pallets. More hindrance coming through. 50% hindrance when the Singularity TPs through a pallet that's dropped, and he does have a faster break when he is in that overclock mode. Again, look at how fast he's burning through these pallets. Later down the line in the game, that's going to be hurting the team. So hopefully they can maybe get some of those gens in the area to stop themselves from getting into a sticky situation. But Robert, it's a bit of a setup so far, but we've got our first chase maybe coming to an end soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I wanted to note about Singularity is that he is a master of getting rid of pallets. I mean, this entire area is pretty much a dead zone now. So working here is going to be an absolute nightmare for the survivors. And while that down did take a bit of time to come through, I mean, this whole area is just completely rid of pallets now. They're all gone for the most part. There might be a few left, but I mean, like, it's almost all gone, which is really good for Dino Melon here on Singularity. That being said, we did see one generator come out, 2 more being worked on with about half progress. We do get a biopod onto Dub out in the distance, and we're looking around, breaking some that we don't really need at the moment. And also, Zach, I gotta mention, the use of Call O'Brien after the update through the FNAF chapter is really interesting to see because it was buffed recently, actually.
It was, yeah. It's 150% now for 60 seconds. That's how much the percentage increased, and it's actually, you know, I'm kind of happy that they're using that. I mean, there used to be like a Call O'Brien kind of eruption meta, so I wonder if we might see that a return to that. But yeah, like, I know it looks like he wants to try it out for this set at least. We did actually see, I don't know if you noticed, the Stokey got into a locker deep into that corner of the map because it is quite a dangerous area for the survivors to get stuck in. So that early rotation I thought was quite impressive. And they're able to keep themselves hidden. Rink's not able to make it out of the corner of the map yet. It is in deep points, so you can see the use of that outlaws being used. There is a pallet here for safety, but we have found a second chase onto Rink, so he can get himself into a better position-wise. Again, though, the ability to break through these pallets on, he doesn't get the drop. He drops, then he gets hit anyway. That's pretty dicey. He's going to take a second stage now on this street hook, maybe. I don't think he makes it to any other hook. Fair enough. And yeah, notification coming through on that Call O'Brien gen over there. Maybe indicating someone is over there, which they are, because they pop it.
Very good observation there, Zach. They were absolutely over there. Yeah, and we do find another chase here at the Gallows gen onto, I believe it was Stokey. But not opting to chase that. Just kind of pressuring survivors around the map. That way, Rink's hang time can mean something for all the time that essentially Dino Melon is wasting by making sure that no one's coming over for the rotation. And for that, we don't really get a waste of time by this. We were able to pressure the map and try to, you know, get survivors off of gens for a bit of time. And essentially, we're kind of ending up wasting the survivors' time via that route there. So, catching no one for the rotation just yet, and looks like we're going to opt to take this chase on a dub. I think that the survivors might actually want to get the unhook onto Rink. Yeah, they take that time quite perfectly, actually, I'd say. Sirenia doing a really good job of, you know, communicating, saying, hey, he's not by the hook anymore, get the save, hurry. and they nail it. Almost like pin perfect timing there.
It's pretty good. We still at 3 gens. Maybe one coming soon, but Rig's been found again. This is quite bad actually, because we're still at 3 gens. Not able to gonna get mind game there. It's a bit of a 50-50 palette, to be honest. But they are facing an elimination potentially quite early, and Dino has good information on the survivors. So far, they are trying to push that main gen. And he just TP. Like, they're just out of range. Going to be put into deep wound again, and just the deep wound itself is going to be slowing them down so much because they can't do those conspicuous actions without mending first, or at least they, it's going to delay them a little bit. Oh, does he make it? No, he gets down through the pallet. Just absolutely swinging through them. Doesn't care about the drop, and of course he is in power. He's in the overclock mode, so knows that it doesn't matter anyway. I think a hit was probably inevitable there. So Rink now eliminated out of the trial. 3 stages, 1 kill. The EU special.
Oh, what? You got that through the gap of the railing?
Can do that, yeah. It's why that cam, that cam that he placed on the street across, it's why it's so good. Because he basically just can't go anywhere. It's so, you see how many times he's used it so far this set? That's why it's so amazing. And not many people know about it, but it was Nightlight, I think, that sort of showed that cam to the world. And ever since, it's been one that's been quite popular.
Oh, that's really interesting. I mean, that was a really good tag with the slipstream teleport there through the railing. I mean, I figured it was possible, but just seeing it happen was just absolutely mind-blowing, I can't lie. And unfortunately, survivors here are taking the chase over into this dead zone, which, I mean, you can't expect chases to last too long in this area of the map. There's, like, no pallets over here anymore. So, and yeah, Dino Melon taking complete advantage of that by hooking as far into that corner as possible. Now, essentially making a complete dead zone, and they have to venture into it to unhook. So that's really dangerous. Very smart hook placement there. Getting the teleport onto Zedge. Breaking up the wall here, very smart. Pain Resonance came onto this gen, and the regression has not been stopped yet. So, taking advantage of quite a bit here, I'd say. We might be seeing a 4K at 3 or 2 gens left, Zach.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that you always look at in Scrim Nights is how these teams play the 3v1. Because 4 survivors, of course, are going to be very effective, no matter what team, because of just the communication. But when that first survivor dies, firstly, it's the state of the game that you need to look at, but also how these teams actually manage the 3v1 effectively. And DDS is very notorious for being quite a stressful 3v1 map, whether it's Wraith or Singularity. These killers that can just move around the map so fast, and one slip up can lead to a 4K. Like, we have a survivor on hook, 1 in deep wound, and this is actually Dub who's trying to go for the unhook, so that's going to be really devastating for them. I do wonder if Stokey is around maybe for the save, but I'll have to see. Some scratch marks. It's Dub just opting to trade there, and they're in a bit of a situation now where they're not going to be able to get anything done. Going to stick Zedge into deep wound, and we are looking for the Claudette. And we hear Yui on the floor. He's just going to opt to pick now. We do have 1 score choke left, and that's going to be it. So all 4 stacks of pain res used, and Claudette is in main building right now, so it's really important for at least one of these survivors to stay hidden, because when that happens, it's sort of a bit of a domino effect. But nice stealth coming in from Stokey there. If they were to get found there, it would have been probably the end for the team, because of how fast Singularity can kind of just descend upon you. But yeah, they're holding over just now. But like you say, I mean, it's looking bad. We still have 3 gens left. It could potentially be a 4K3 at this rate, but they need a reset to come through if they want any chance of maybe trying to get some momentum back.
Yeah, I mean, that can't be stated any more, emphasized. There's no gen pressure around the map right now. One has just been started, but that generator had somewhere upwards of like 30-40% earlier, and it's just been pain res and kicked so much that it's just at 0 now. I mean, the thing with Singularity on 3v1 is that his 3v1 potential is incredibly deadly. I mean, we'll be seeing slugs come out quite a bit. a lot of slipstream teleports. I mean, he'll be all over the map and just causing chaos. And seeing Dino Melon just operating with such, you know, such macro gameplay tells me how much he's streamed this set, how well he plays Singularity. I mean, this is incredibly a very dangerous situation here for the survivors of Sirenia. They're gonna need to, like you said, make a reset happen, which is being punished by Sloppy Butcher, by the way. And just like all this happening all at once is going to be very difficult for a 3v1 to really make anything out of.
Dubner the deep wound again from the biopods. Hook's going to come through, and he is just all over them. You can tell it's, you know, it's a confident Singularity player. And oh, actually misplaces himself when he M2s there, so he's not actually going to get the pallet break, which means he's there to see another day. Guy's going to be checking his cams. You can see how often he's checking his cams because of just how effective it is. Like, it is so good for information, especially on this map. And he's making full use of it. I have to commend the efficiency coming through, and actually TP's on top of him. That was a bit weird. I think it's because basically how the tile is. There's a bit of filler there that maybe got in the way, but Zed's going to be taken by surprise maybe for that one. And yeah, there's just no movement really coming through. I think it's just a matter of time now, Rob. They're going to need a bit of... they're going to need some serious mistakes on the killer side if they want to get back into this.
Yeah, even to get another generator done, I think is going to be very, very difficult. That being said, he did actually find Dub trying to get rid of her deep wound there, mending for just a second, and it's
just straight back in. Like it's so hard to play against. It's such a menace of an add-on, to be honest.
Mending simulator in the Singularity set. So
what's crazy in his camps, because as long as he can keep them in deep wound, they're just not able to do anything. They just have to go around the corner, mend. He does it again because of just where his cams are. It's just, yeah. I mean, I feel for the survivor side right now. It's probably quite hard to play against.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, just being... That's a really good showcase of it too, by the way, right? Because we just see Dub mending and then gets rid of the deep wound, and then just like half a second later, oh, you're in deep wound again, have fun with that. I mean, there's just so much slowdown coming in with this Singularity build. You have Call Brian regressing generators at a faster rate, and telling Dino Melon when they're hitting good skill checks on the gens, right? Zombie Butcher slowing down the resets, and also Pain Resonance and Pop also delivering huge chunks of regression as well. And then also the add-ons, specifically Soma Family Photo, putting survivors into deep wound, that's slowdown as well. I mean, there's just so much going into this, and it makes the 3v1 incredibly difficult to deal with. I mean, you see it right here. There's nothing the survivors can really do right now. As long as they can hold chase, then maybe there's something that can happen. But with Dub being injured, all it would take would be for Dino Melon to just sit for a second, see where they're at with Call of Brian, and put another biopod onto Dub, and then all of a sudden, that's more deep wound that you got to deal with. But not only that, he also finds Dub at the gallows, trying to work the generator. But that's the down, and that's the death. 4K at 3 generators remaining. I mean, that's an incredible result, but it's not out of the realm of possibility on the average here for Singularity. So well done to Dino Melon, and that's about really the best you can do in a very horrible 3v1 like Singularity.
Yeah, I think the issue for me was there's not enough resets happening. It's really a point of... Oh, actually, a bit of an update there. The elimination actually happens when the Mori animation starts now. So it means that the survivor doesn't have to worry... Oh, it doesn't have to wait until the Mori's finished before they perish. Little to not at all. Yeah, see some camera setup here. Without further ado, we're in the gameplay, which is awesome news. You're setting up that same cam there on that sort of shop front at the top. Kind of similar things to what we'd seen. We've got Corrupt in play, and yeah, I mean, the build is relatively similar. I think it's just sloppy instead of Pop last game. My short-term memory loss betrays me, but
I believe it's Corrupt instead of Pop. we did have Sloppy last game too.
We did. Oh, that must be the swap around. I was thinking of first chase onto Finesse now. We'll leave the biopowered infection onto him. Going to be chasing into this corner of the map again. Good corner of the map to chase at the start because of the abundance of pallets now. Dub is basically going to need all the chase time he can get. But yeah, like teammate coming in with the EMP, just going to stop him from using his power. This is exactly what I expected at least. They just need a long first chase, get those gens out of the way, and then basically just reduce Dub's chance at basically taking this. It's going to take a lot for them to mess up, especially when they know they only have to complete 3 gens to win.
Yeah, a very tall order for Dub to really hold on to, right? And not only that, but I'm also seeing a bit of a disparity in the difference between the playstyles here. I mean, you know, Team Chat, very close hit right there, by the way. That almost landed, very close. But something I'm noticing here, by the way, is teammates are coming out and bringing EMPs, making sure their teammates are getting cleansed of the slipstream as soon as possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again here in a few seconds. And, getting the pallet but not getting the hit there. Very, very good for Finesse. And the pallets have not been getting used as quickly as last game. We might see that change here soon. Ooh, the pre-drop really helped out for Finesse in that chase there. Getting another tag with a slipstream biopod onto the main generator, onto Dynamelon there. But yeah, it's looking very incredibly one-sided, like you said, Zach.
And it's just that difference in early game, isn't it? Like, you don't have the injuries set up and spread across all your survivors to apply that mend, that deep wound. And, sorry, just to confirm on the Singularity stats, we've had 4 trials so far in Season X, so it's basically nothing at all. Like I thought, not really much played at all, but yeah, we're definitely seeing like he's a capable killer. At least as far as last set goes. He's struggling a little bit now, but you can see there's some form of effectiveness you can use against him. 50% hindered. He's taking all these pallets, burning him through, but yeah, 1 gen completed. I'm assuming a second one's on its way soon. Just swings through the pallet. Dame not going to throw that in time and going to take the injury. And there's been so many uses of EMPs. Dub's not really been able to spread his biopods out too much. And I think that's a good move by the survivors, just not letting the Singularity use his power. And that is effectively what kind of makes him a strong killer, is that constant pressure he can put on you when you're basically just always have those biopods on you. And it's kind of just polar opposite to last set, isn't it? Where you have survivors playing into using EMPs. It's a playstyle that is employed quite a lot when it comes to countering the killer. So it's a nice little variety of sets we've got going. Of course, that is a 2nd gen completed, 3 gens remaining, so that is at the very least a tie condition. But with only 1 hook on the board, it's looking rough, Rob.
Yeah, rough is definitely the word I'd use too, Zach. I mean, getting 1 hook at the tie condition, not exactly what you want to see, right? I mean, I'm now expecting there to be, you know, even potentially like more generators completed, and even after that, also possibly outs afterwards. I mean, there's 1 hook on the board right now, and it looks like Dub is struggling to find Dame at the moment. Finally finds him vaulting outside of the back window behind the main building, not opting to chase it though, or maybe going for a very interesting mind game. Mind game indeed, because but it looked like Dame was kind of expecting it to some degree there, because not much distance was really gained. But he did kind of cut him off in an interesting way there. But yeah, things looking very rough for Dub here. And there it is. Chads takes the win for the first set on the Singularity. Very unfortunate for Dub here, but I mean, a very rocky start, and the survivors of Chads look like they have scrimmed this set quite a bit, I would say. Because, I mean, look, just you can see the kind of communication that goes into these high... Oh! Very unfortunate stun there onto Dub. But yeah, you can see these kinds of, you know, communications in how they play, especially in the early portion of the match against a killer like Singularity, where you need a teammate to come in, maybe take a hit, or, you know, bring an EMP in and get rid of a slipstream infection. But I mean, like, seeing all this going in, it's some very nice counter to the singularity strategy, right?
Yeah, you just can't do anything. Like another survivor runs in with an EMP, they're sat on a gen and then they sort of communicate roughly where they are, and then it's basically just kind of like meeting points throughout the map. And as soon as that, as soon as you've established kind of where the cams are, if you see on the screen there's actually no cameras set up on that bot side. And so when he was chasing, the only cam that he sort of carried through, the biopod was carried through from main, and then he had basically nothing to use after that EMP came through. So it's just like absolute worst case scenario for a killer. But that's all Jen's done. Only one stage. Absolutely perfect survival performance from Chad there. So